I want to go across to Anjali on the question that Somnath Bharti gives in his defense. He says that somebody misused my name. Is it not then logical to ask why has Paul Ogner not been sued earlier or now? He's still not filed any case against him. There's this mysterious Ogner doing all these things in poor Somnath Bharti's name, putting him on the list of the 200 worst spammers of the world, and Somnath Bharti is not acting against him. Why?
Well, Rahul, in this particular case, I think there is a very clear set of questions which you are raising. And I think that it's a prima facie from whatever I hear right now. I understand that these are things that need to be probed and they need to be investigated.
Absolutely.
Now, all that I want to say is that what we have heard the Aam Aadmi Party in fact say even earlier is that they come up with an accusation, and something that we've been saying to even the Aam Aadmi Party is that when there is an accusation, the demand really has to be for a proper probe, for a proper and fair investigation which is independent. Because the point is that when you're making an accusation and the Aam Aadmi Party is looking at that accusation, there is a certain sense of either ownership or a certain blindness, and therefore there is a need for an independent investigation.
That's a very important point, Dr. Kiran Walia. We've seen in instance after instance when Arvind Kejriwal levels a charge against someone else, the very utterance of that charge is deemed to be the gospel truth, whereas a charge leveled against somebody from within the Aam Aadmi Party is dismissed as if there's some motivation in the charge. Last week they did a press conference thanking us and congratulating us for a brilliant expose on the Delhi police which brought their point out. Today, when the charge is against one of their own, within 48 hours, motivations are hurled against the team of journalists who are doing that story. Is this not rank double standards, Dr. Kiran Walia?
Well, I would like to say one thing, that Aam Aadmi Party is now not a conglomerate of individuals, but it is a party.
Sure.
And most of the Aam Aadmi supporters here, I think, doing more harm to their party by trying to defend the indefensible. This is not what the society thought of them. Now, it's extremely important, the kind of point that you have raised and the kind of heckling that one has seen on your screen today, that this is what they're trying to put a lid on. If they have nothing to hide, then why are they not coming out with a probe? Today also they level charges against union ministers, that there'll be an FIR against this one, that one, and SIT and everything. But I totally agree with the view that any party worth its name, and many parties have earned some kind of an unwilling acceptance by the public for what they're trying to do, which public does not accept today in the public domain. And this is where the
Dr. Harshvardhan, when a charge is leveled against, say, Nitin Gadkari,
and it must have a probe instituted.
When a charge is leveled against a Nitin Gadkari, the very leveling of that charge is deemed to be a proof of guilt. And over here questions are being asked, and I state that once again, we don't have all the answers. We've dug out some questions. Those questions need to be probed by an investigator. They're not even willing to answer the questions, let alone order a probe. Is this not rank double standards and hypocrisy, Dr. Harshvardhan?
Rahul, what I wanted to say is that last 55 minutes I have seen,
yes,
you have only focused on the spammer and the so-called porn site business of Mr. Somnath Bharti. I think this is only 5 to 10% of what his misconduct has been since the time he became a minister. You start from the very beginning, and I think we have forgotten what all he has done in this last 1 month. Starting from insulting his law secretary, talking of calling a meeting of the judges, then misbehaving with a foreign national woman, then misbehaving with the women commission, then abusing the top leaders of this country, abusing the literally rejecting the court judgments, insulting the judges, insulting virtually everybody. There are a series of things that he has done. He has insulted the media, abused the media, said Modi ने कितना पैसा तुमको दिया, तुम्हारे मुंह पे थूकूंगा, ऐसा उन्होंने बड़े नेताओं के लिए बोला. I think we have forgotten all this. Is it something that we expect from a minister of the capital of this country, and particularly from an educated law minister?
Has it now become...
How does Mr. Arvind Kejriwal justify all this conduct of the minister?
Why is Kejriwal defending Somnath Bharti so much that he's not even prepared to order an independent probe? Has it become a matter of ego? and I want to put that question first to Devendra Sharma and then to Arun Bhatia. Devendra Sharma, you go first. You've admitted there should be an independent probe, but the Chief Minister clearly seems unwilling. What is at play over here? Has ego got the better of the Chief Minister?
I don't know. I think it's very sad. Being an investigative journalist myself, I remember when I used to do the investigations when I was a journalist, and I see the same kind of pattern to be followed now. So what I would expect from Aam Aadmi Party, they should accept that, they should come out and answer all the questions that you are raising or are being raised in the media. B, if there is a need, they should go for an independent probe. But I don't think there's a need for a judicial probe in this particular case. But I don't know why should one hang on to this, this kind of ego, what you call, as to, we will not go in for any kind of probe against Somnath Bharti. I think it has been accepted by many of the party members that Somnath Bharti is the lowest point as far as the people's confidence is concerned, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party image is concerned. So I think they should try to rectify it, because it will be good for them in the long run. They need to understand this, and I'm sure they're in the learning process.
Because Arun Bhatia, at this time, there are people watching this broadcast who are looking at the actions of the Aam Aadmi Party. As Anjali said very correctly, they expected the Aam Aadmi Party to be different both from the BJP and the Congress. And when KP comes on the show and says that Rahul and Modi would have done exactly what Arvind Kejriwal did to you, it shows the hollowness of where the Aam Aadmi Party and the Chief Minister have reached today, that you're now on the same parallel. You're saying Modi would have done the same, Rahul Gandhi would have done the same. I'll come back to you, KP. I want Arun Bhatia. You can't take a disproportionate part of the airtime. I'm coming back. You made that point again and again.
I know you want a punching bag.
I want to go across to Arun Bhatia. One second.
Who has an ego problem with Somnath Bharti, so he spent 1 hour on national TV still discussing Reliance Industries and Mukesh Ambani.
If you allow Arun Bhatia to respond,
can't even take Mr. Mukesh Ambani's name. She says,
allow Arun Bhatia to respond. We'll come back to you. Hold your horses, wait your turn. Yes, Mr. Bhatia.
Yes, Aam Aadmi Party should come, face the media, be transparent, answer each and every question. It doesn't make us feel very nice when we see the chair of Aam Aadmi Party vacant and us guys have to come and present ourselves there. We are all there. We want the Aam Aadmi Party to win this country, but they must answer, I agree. But what is happening here is that because of this one incident, across the board, the party is being criticized. Somebody just now said he has abused our senior leaders. It is the senior leaders of the last 60 years that have brought the country to this pass. It's a corrupt country. Most leaders are corrupt. Most bureaucrats are corrupt. So if you get up on the stage and say 3 cheers to him, Reliance के बारे में कितने लिखा है papers में? This company is dubious, it gets licenses, it gets policy molded in its own fashion. Now when the guy lodges an FIR, you are blaming him, saying evidence nahi hai, evidence nahi. He has only asked the police to inquire. What's
do
wrong
the
with
same.
that?
Do exactly the same.
One incident and
when it comes to charges against Somnath Bharti, that's the limited and the precise point I'm making. I'm out of time. Quick final words from Anjali Bhardwaj, as a former associate of Arvind Kejriwal who understands what makes this man tick. If he's watching this broadcast, and I know that they're tracking the story very closely, what do you wish to tell your friend tonight?
Well, I think it's very clear that people do expect the Aam Aadmi Party to be a party with a difference. And if they have to be a party with a difference, they're a new party, they have just started out and people have lots of expectations of them. I think it would be clearly important for them to come out, to be open to questions, to give answers clearly, to reach out and consult. I know that a lot of people in Delhi are very concerned that the Jan Lokpal bill, the Swaraj bill have not been shared with the people of this city, and they haven't been in fact consulted, which was something that people were expecting. So there are many things where there is a scope for improvement.
But there's a difference between what they're saying and what they're doing.
And where there seems to be a difference between what they were saying that they would do and what they're doing.
We're out of time. Prashant, the 20 seconds.
It's important for them.
As someone who voted for the Aam Aadmi Party, I think they've had poor internal advice, which is surprising since they have very major professionals there. I think Mr. Bharti needs to come clean, especially on things which are really straightforward and simple. Spamming was not a crime. He can come forward and say, okay, I did it. I was young, whatever. But instead,
why lie about it?
Why lie about it? Why say it was an associate, a nephew, a sister,
and if there's
a mother?
an associate, sue him.
Whatever.
Why
Absolutely
still not sue him?
him.
Those are simple questions. I think they're very, very simple questions over here, which Somnath Bharti first and then Arvind Kejriwal need to respond to. Running away from cameras is not going to work, because Arvind Kejriwal, wherever you go, our cameras will chase you. And we will do this till the time we get satisfactory answers, because you have set a standard. You want others to live by those standards. The least people expect is for you to live by the standards you demand of others. And you've heard today mostly from supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party. And if this is what supporters are thinking, then reflect and introspect on what you really are doing wrong at this time. We're out of time in Centre Stage tonight.